Okay, so now we are on the fourth question in activity A. And yes, this is a little bit more detailed and a little bit longer. You have to put your thinking cap on a little bit for this one. So now we're on number 4, and it says any insect that has a mutation will be circled. And they're referring back to the panel, right? The panel of the gizmo. And so these guys are all circled. That means that they're mutated. It means that they're mutated. Okay. It says, please use your cursor on an insect with a mutation to examine its genotype. If there are none in this generation, which means you don't have any circled ones, click play and then pause when a mutation appears. You might not have one from where you left it last time. How do you know if a mutation has occurred? Think about what a mutation is. It's a change in the genes, right? It's a change in the DNA. So it says examine the genotype of the mutated insect as well as the genotypes of the parents to determine what the mutation is, what new gene appeared, right? And so we're going to go back here. And in my case, let's see, I have 2 pinks and a black at the top. What are my parents? So my parents, okay, so I have a gene, but it is at a different position. It is at a different position. So the K is at the top here, and this parent doesn't have a K at the top, right? So this parent has 2, they call it magenta, 2 magentas. And this one has a black and a pink here. And this guy has 2 pinks, but the black is at the top. So it's in a different position. So the gene has been changed, right? The genotype is different than the parents. So if it was like the parents, then that K should be down on the bottom, but it is not. So it is considered a mutation. So now we come back here. What new gene appeared? Okay, so in my case, the K gene is in a different position on the chromosome. That's what that is, right? Use the right terms, use your vocab. The chromosome, the K gene is in a different position on the chromosome than its parent, or however you want to phrase it, okay? And its parent, okay? Now, this is, do you think that the mutation is going to be helpful, right? Well, you can say, yes, you think the mutation is going to be helpful, or the mutation is not going to be helpful, okay? And so we'll get the, I think this mutation will be, and you're going to tell me it's either going to be helpful, it's going to be harmful, or it's going to be neutral, which means it's not going to affect it. Okay. And then the next thing is, okay, well, now you have to test it. You have to test it to see, is it going to be helpful, harmful, or neutral? Okay. So it says click play and then pause after the birds have finished eating. Did the mutated insect survive? Okay. So I'm going to go here, and I can't keep my eye on all of them. So I'm just going to keep my eye on the first one. I'm going to run it and see, does it make it to, does it stay alive long enough to reproduce, right? Because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for it to reproduce and make offspring. So let's see if it does. We just have to keep an eye on it. It got picked off. So if it got picked off, right, explain why or it did not. So the mutated insect did survive, the mutated insect did not survive, and why do you think? Okay, think about the ones that are making it and the ones that are not. And then that is the end of activity A.